Hi, folks, with Tacitus today, your pushback channel, and thank you for joining this audio live stream. Please listen to this presentation as you would a radio broadcast. In this essay, I'd like to talk about a Hollywood actor who has been behaving like a woke super brat over the last couple of years or so, and has played certainly a prominent role in delivering what may be one of the biggest movie flops of recent cinema history, and all the more so because they attempted to use a launch pad of a very famous and very successful movie and just redo it as for modern audiences. And they picked a snot-nosed punk-ass woke super brat to play the lead role, and as I would see it, at least encouraged that actor to go out and play super brat, not realizing that the ground was moving under their feet, and that was going to be counterproductive. This, however, didn't stop the super brat from carrying on making super brat woke utterances and comments and deriding all those that had different points of view. So the studio has scrambled and put a lot of work into this, from what I can see anyway, scrambled to rebrand this actor or actress, I should say, rebrand them as a childhood victim of the most incredible, insane levels of racism. They were victims of incredible racism. And this has sort of shaped their views today. So this is the only reason why they're a social justice warrior today, is because they're fighting back against racism. And if you're fighting back against racism, you are fighting Hitler personally. And what could be more virtuous than that? So let's have a look here now. The racism she suffered was from being brown. Now, she's only light brown. So I mean, I get browner than that in summer when I'm down, at the beach or out in the sun and in the backyard having barbecues, that sort of thing. So this idea that that somehow she was so brown that she got suffered, and not just ordinary racism or casual remark here. It was racism so bad that Hitler personally came to the schools she went at. Hitler personally screaming Sieg Heil and waving swastikas. That was how bad it was. I mean, can you get any badder than that? Whoa, stop! Take a chill pill, everybody. Let's have a look at what really happened. So she suffered incredible levels of racism because she had brown skin. Now, she's only a light brown skin, so I don't think that would matter. But anyway, maybe she went to a special school for albinos, and then she was the only one that wasn't now. Maybe that was it. Maybe that's it. Maybe we found it. Hey, this could be it. So let's go and have a look at where she grew up in the area. Now, both her parents were US born, so I think one was the grandparents also US born, but the other one, the grandparents, were not. So still a very American, sort of locally born affair. Lived in the area and knows everybody. So that's it now. So it's a bit hard to see the racism. I mean, maybe if she'd gone to school not being able to speak a word of English, you could kind of figure something there maybe, but no, that's not it. So she goes to an ordinary high school. Well, again, it must have been all albinos were there. Because she's only light brown, so this is not the sort of So let's have a look. So in the area that she grew up in the school there, 32% were Hispanic. Well, hold on a minute. She was suffering intolerable levels of the most evil imaginable racism in the universe ever because of this light brown skin. But a third of the population there were also Hispanic. Well, that doesn't seem to add up. You mean she was specially selected for it, even though the 30%, a third of people were Hispanic? Well, I just don't buy that. That seems a stretch to sort of think. So, all right then. Well, maybe that was it then. Everyone else was white, and they all had blonde hair. No, that's not right either. Now, if you look at the class photos from around that time, it looks very mixed, and that would sort of fit in with the census population. So you've got 32% Hispanic, 6+%, 6 point something or other is black, 5% Asian. I'm not sure what that means. I think that also includes Indians that are dark skinned. Well, looking at the subgroups here, 5% could be Indian, and then say 3% Chinese, something around that. But anyway, so okay, now we've got 32, 38, and we're looking at 42%. Say 40. Let's round out the numbers here. 40% are non-white and brown, going from brown to black, dark brown. So 40%. So she's hardly alone here, and she'd be at the lighter end of that scale. So the idea that she was, or the very notion that she suffered incredible levels of the most horrific racism because she's got light brown skin, we can dismiss that out of hand. That's a lie. That is a lie with the studio propagandist trying to backfill the whole thing. This is why she's such a fucking shithead brat. It's because no, don't buy it. Don't buy that for a minute. So that's out the. So what else could she? So she's both parents are locally born. She speaks English. So I can't see any sign, any area of racism and stuff. I don't buy that even for a second. This is a concoction to make that claim. Now we're talking about not a particularly bright student, and if you look at the photographs of her, say, performing in stage plays as a teenager, say 15 years old, school plays, say 15 years old, and there's some photographs floating around that. The snot-nosed shit bitch, entitled, snotty attitude, sticks out even then. I mean, it really stands out, and you sort of wonder how much of that would cause friction with her fellow students. I would think quite a lot. I've known people with that attitude, whether they've been work colleagues when I was younger or even girls at school. I've known sort of people like that, and they don't get on. They rub everyone up the wrong way, but then they're so entitled they run around accusing everyone else of terrible wickedness. They themselves, of course, are blameless. I would put her in that category. And now, from the age of 12, she was acting. Has got a decent singing voice, by the way. Was acting, and she fell in with the Northeast, sort of New York, New Jersey cabal of dramatists, stage actors, all those sort of people. A lot of gay lesbian people. The producers, the directors, all those sort of people were, what can I say? They're not Gentiles. And so she ran with that crowd. I was part of that crowd for years. And that would have created, I think, an entitled snot-nosed brat that was filled with a head filled with horror stories of the Holocaust and this and that and the injustice and evil straight white patriarchy. Now again, she's not very bright. In fact, given the performance as a student, you'd also say she's close to being stupid. So she'd have quite easily been drawn into that vortex and into that sort of attitude, way of life, way of looking at the world. And the drama crowd is very much like that. They're insanely left-wing and insanely woke and so on. And so she would have picked it up. But was she the victim of racism or anything? No, I think that's an absolute fabrication. Now, the family wasn't rich or rolling in money, but they were doing okay. She was all right. She didn't go without anything. It's not like she was starving and on the street or something, far from it. So she had a middle-class lifestyle, and what you'd say would be a middle-class suburb, and got to fulfill her fantasies of acting and drama and stage and singing and so on. And so I'm not sure you'd call her background privilege, but given how early she was discovered by the non-Gentile producers and so on and used, and how they turned her into a poster child for wokeism. So at the age of 18, 19, she was being given offered prominent roles in blockbuster movies. And, that's something you don't really get at that age. especially given that she was no outstanding talent. She's no acting talent. Singing's not bad, but there are plenty of better singers than that. So she was a woke poster child, and that's all. And not talentless completely. Again, a singing voice is okay. And so they manufactured this woke poster child, and now find that she's a liability. So they're scrambling to backfill a backstory and fabricate a backstory that she was really this terrible victim of the most atrocious and over-the-top racism, and that's the only reason she's such a shitty brat today. But that's all bullshit. They created her. They created what she is today, and now they're trying to rewrite the backstory. Nah, not buying it. You've been with Tacitus today, your pushback channel. Thank you for listening.